YouTube. I am now 10 days post-op from gastric bypass. I had surgery on Tuesday, July 17th, and it's now Friday, I don't know, whatever 10 days later is. It's been rough trying to keep track of all the days over the last week and a half and so. But I just kind of wanted to do my first official weigh-in and kind of talk about all the things that I have been going through over the last 10 days and just as a record, and then of course to let all of you lovely people who are still going into surgery kind of obviously not know what to expect. Every person's a little bit different. You know, the things that I mentally prepared for didn't happen, and the things that I did not really mentally prepare for did happen. So nothing awful. I haven't had any complications, if you will. Just a minor one, which I'll get to. And then I don't know, I'm hoping that every day it's getting better and better, so I really don't have any complaints. It's been pretty fantastic. It's been really hard, don't get me wrong, but, knowing that where I am 10 days later, it's all been totally worth it. So, my last two videos were about the pain and the hospital and everything, so I'm going to kind of go from there. When I got home the first day, so that first evening that I was home, everything was fantastic. Kind of had to lay low because getting in the car and coming home was kind of painful. Every bouncing down. So it helps to have a pillow to hold against your belly, or even just your hands, something like that, so that every time you go over a bump, it's not, I don't know, as jarring. So that really helps me. And then the next 2 days, everything was fine. I started getting a little bit of, every time I took a sip, I had to burp. And I kind of, at the beginning, felt like I was a kitten. I was literally, like, lapping at water, practically. It wasn't, whatever I drank that day, it wasn't necessarily water. That's how little I was getting down. And I was only getting, I was happy to get 40 ounces of fluid down the first couple days. But I did all of my walking. I would do 45 minutes to an hour of walking every day, just laps around the house. And at that time, that was fine. I didn't mind. That's all I was really up for. I didn't want to go outside. Here in the Central Valley, at that time, it was like 105. So I wasn't about to wander outside to try and walk, and I was more than happy with that. And then, starting 4 days post-op, I guess I had been too by the book, and everything that I was ingesting was sugar-free. Like, literally all I was eating was sugar-free popsicles, some broth, and then that Mio, that water enhancer that I was talking about. It has no calories. It has nothing. It's just sweetened with some sucralose or, something along those lines. Not aspartame, but I don't like aspartame, but one of those artificial sweeteners. So I wasn't getting any calories from that. And then a sugar-free popsicle, how many calories does that have? A couple, if any. So I think that I was just getting too few calories, and I started feeling really weak. That started Saturday. And then Sunday, I was feeling even weaker. And come Monday, I almost passed out from weakness. I didn't want to get up and move anywhere. I live in a 3-story house, so getting up and down the stairs for me was awful. I would literally, get dizzy and need to sit down the minute I got up the stairs. So, I finally figured out that I should probably add some more calories into my diet. And, my surgeon does not recommend protein supplements, as in, protein shakes or whatever, because the way they've worded it is it's an expensive way to lose weight slowly. So I was trying to stay away from all that stuff, but come Monday, when I was literally almost passed out when I was out in public with my mom, I decided that I needed to do a little something. So I don't know, I'm sure you guys have all heard of this. It's called Isopure. It's a protein drink, and it's a clear liquid, and somehow they've managed to cram 40 grams of protein in 20 ounces of liquid. So because I was still on the clear diet on Monday, I figured, okay, well, it meets the requirements for me to have clear liquids, so I'm going to try some. So I had maybe 10 ounces of it for, the rest of that day. So I got 20 grams of protein, which was awesome. I almost immediately felt better. And then my mom and I went out and got some apple juice, which I was cutting, half water, half juice, like we're supposed to. So I've been doing that ever since then. I haven't had any more protein because starting Wednesday, I got cleared for the full liquid. So I've been able to I've had some pretty fantastic soups. They're delicious, because that clear liquid diet just about killed me. Thought I thought I was going to die on the clear liquid diet. I see that was one of the things that I did not mentally prepare for. I was like, whatever, it's fine. It's just a week, right? No, no, no. That week was probably the longest week of my life. And I'm not a foodie. Because I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, pardon me, I have allergies here. Because I have the polycystic ovarian syndrome, everything that I consumed, my body absorbed all of the calories. Like, I have 4 times more insulin than everyone else. So I didn't really eat that much before, but my body absorbed all the calories. So I thought, well, that's fine. I'm gonna be fine on the clear liquid diet. I was not fine. I was definitely very, very, very happy to get progressed to the full liquids. I mean, my soups can't have any chunks in them, obviously. They're, like, I've had lentil soup, and I pureed that, so there were teeny tiny little chunks, and it was probably, you know, it's probably the densest thing I've eaten, and I got cleared to eat sugar-free pudding, so that's been fantastic. And I'm trying to think what else. I guess I can just get to the weigh-in part. So I know on my first couple of videos I was posting, you know, what I started out at, what I had lost, and all that stuff. I haven't done that since I have had surgery. So I want you guys to all know that this is a very abnormal reaction, and I think it was because I was eating so few calories at the beginning. But so when I first started out this summer, so I'm saying June 1st, somewhere around June 1st, I was weighing 331 pounds. And eating right and doing the diet that the surgeon had prescribed for me for the 4 or 5 weeks before I could even be, you know, before all my appointments were done, I could be cleared for surgery and everything, which was like 70% protein and 30% vegetables, and that was pretty much all I was eating. I had cut out, like I said, I had cut out all carbs, all caffeine, all soda, you know, basically everything delicious, which is a lie. Like, I made some pretty awesome recipes, but it took, you know, it's hard cutting that stuff out because it's very addicting. I love coffee. I've loved coffee for as long as I can remember, so that was the hardest thing for me. But I don't miss it now. I don't miss it at all. It's all been worth it, so it's fantastic. But anyway, all that to say was I managed to get down to 315 the day before surgery, and then I had to go on that clear liquid diet, full liquid diet that day of surgery. So I was allowed to have soup, but no chunks. And I lost 3 pounds that day because I weighed in at surgery at 312. And I currently weigh 281.8. So since the day before surgery, I'm counting that because I lost 3 pounds that day, which I think is pretty fantastic. Since surgery, I've lost 33 pounds. And it's only been 10 days. So when I saw my surgeon I mean, yay, I'm very excited, but when I saw my surgeon on, when did I see him? Wednesday morning, he was like, well, it's probably all water weight, which I don't understand at all because I had been drinking a whole bunch before that. Like, I mean, I was getting at least 80 ounces of water before surgery every day. And I gained 6 pounds from the IV fluids that they had me on in the hospital. I gained 6 pounds from that. And then I almost immediately lost it. I think that was all gone by Saturday. Because I lost like 11 pounds in one day, which to me indicates that, and that was Saturday, indicates that that was probably all the extra water weight that I had gotten from the hospital. But I don't know. I feel like some of it's obviously water weight, but I don't know. I feel like maybe I think he was telling me that so that I wouldn't get my hopes up to see that during week 2. He was like, okay, well, because by week 1, in my first week, I had lost 23 pounds. And since then, I've lost another 10, and I'm only 3 days into it. So obviously, I'm probably not going to lose 23 pounds in my second week, but I'm still doing pretty good. I mean, I lost 3.5 pounds just yesterday alone. So I don't know. I feel like I'm starting to notice that I feel better. I don't feel as gross. But obviously, I still have a very long way to go. My goal weight is 160. So I had calculated out that is, if I lose 2.5 pounds a week for a year, I'll be down to 180, which in theory I will be more than happy with. 180 is the smallest I've ever been in my adult life, and I felt overweight at the time, but looking back, I think, okay, whatever. I was just, I was like a size, I think I was wearing men's pants at the time because that was what was kind of in style for, I was into that whole punk thing. So I was wearing men's pants at the time, but I think I was in like 32s. So if I get back down to, even anywhere close to that, I'll be ecstatic. Um, so I think that's pretty doable. 2.5 pounds a week, averaged out over a year, down to 180, and then maybe after that I can work on losing that extra 20 and getting down. But we'll see. I may be perfectly happy at 180, and we'll go from there. But yeah, so that's kind of my week. If you guys have any questions, I know that there are a few of my subscribers have surgery dates coming up. Please feel free to ask. Like I've said, the pain has been I'm mentally prepared for horrible, horrible pain. That's so much of what I saw in everybody's videos, and so I thought, okay, well, I have fibromyalgia. It's going to be so much worse, and it wasn't. The pain, seriously, was kind of almost non-existent. And I mean, don't prepare yourselves. It is painful, but I think if you over-prepare for pain, when it finally gets there, you're like, oh, this is totally tolerable. I can totally do this. I would recommend, especially for the first, couple days. I think for the first 4 days, 4 days after surgery, so including the time that I was in the hospital, I religiously, every 4 hours, took my pain medication. I highly recommend. I even set alarms at night to take my pain medication every 4 hours, and then after that, I stopped setting an alarm at night and then just took it as needed. And I've been completely off pain medication for 5 days. I took half a pain pill the night before that, so it's not even like I was on pain meds the day before that. So, I guess my math isn't working out. I've probably been off of it 4 days, and then the night before I took. But anyway, that part is so totally doable. It's not bad at all. So, don't be worried about that. Just make sure that, you follow your surgeon's guidelines. And I know that I was following them, and it kind of got me into a bad place. So I really recommend, if you are feeling yourself starting to get weaker and weaker and weaker, add a few more calories. Like, all I drank for a couple days was half water, half apple juice. That's, at least a couple hundred calories. That's like I think I got 55 ounces of liquids in, so half of that was apple juice. That's like 330 calories a day at least, and I think I was getting maybe 50 before that. So, don't let yourself get to a point where you feel that weak, because you don't want to be in public and almost pass out like me. Anyway, I would love to hear from you all. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, because it's Friday, and I will talk to you all later.